Hey, you are watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. Happy Easter! It's Easter when I'm recording this, but it's actually probably not going to be Easter anymore by the time this gets uploaded. But I did do a second full moon reading, which is going to end up being posted on Easter probably. Okay, so, anyways, I'm pulling from the Radiant Wise Spirit, and I'm going to pull some overall energies for the reading. Okay, interesting. So at the bottom of the deck we have black, we have abandonment, we have being left out in the cold, and then we also have the sun right underneath that. So that's really interesting because it's almost like this rags to riches story, because it goes sun, you know, for the person who's gone on this spiritual journey and like stability happening, which is interesting because it kind of goes with the whole story that I've been relating to the Ukraine situation. Like they've been abandoned, left out in the cold, but they're going from like rags to riches because they've gone on this spiritual quest, which has led to this new stability for them. But there's something hidden, and they're like really like fighting for it. There's going to be a victory over lies, and things are going to change. That's kind of coming down the pipe, but that's not what's surfacing on the surface right now. Right now on the surface, we have this lack. But we have good news, and we have a change coming. So I think all that stuff that came out underneath kind of gives some indication of what's coming down the pipe. There has been like a lot of this recurring theme about justice and redemption for the folks that have kind of been on the spiritual quest and like been in alignment with sort of what's going on in the spiritual realm, and that's coming to like sort of blossom in the material world right now. So interesting. Okay. OMG. So this story that came out with the mystical shaman really it really resonates with kind of what I just said. Like there's this luminous warrior who's kind of like healed all of their distortions, and so they walk in this state of grace and flow because they have healed all their internal obstacles, and so everything that they need comes to them when they need it. So this person or this tribe of people is manifesting, they're co-creating with the universe, and things are going to unfold in this sort of rhythm, in divine timing, which is kind of what the drum speaks to. But it's ultimately going to lead to abundance. So basically, we're going from a rags to riches story that's going to unfold in divine timing. Things are in flux, things are changing. There's going to be some good news that's coming, like in the right now, about this. However, the larger change is sort of like unfolding in real time. It's going to take, you know, it's not just like instant gratification. Like it's going to take a while for it to unfold. However, it does seem as though we're definitely starting to get some indication about like the direction things are headed, you know, right now. Like I think the destinies that we're like on track for and in alignment with are definitely being revealed in the present moment. Okay, So, let's see. I'm going to the Intuitive Goddess Night Tarot. Interesting. Okay, so we have at the bottom, we have the Spirit of Abundance. So this is just like kind of being in alignment with Pentacle energy, like material abundance, stability, like kind of financial freedom, you know, like that's underlying this situation. But in the right now, we have the Three of Cups. So this is kind of reuniting with your tribe. We have the Nine of Swords. We have freedom. And we have the Warrior of Swords, which is kind of like the Knight of Swords in the traditional deck. So it's almost like someone's being reunited with their community or their tribe. This is maybe causing some fear and anxiety for someone else, perhaps. But it's allowing them to seize the reins of their situation and move forward. It's allowing them freedom. There's a whole thread about freedom. You've got to give for what you take. So it's like this person's been giving and this person's been taking. And that is going to come into balance. And there's a message about that. So, and perhaps this has to do with some sort of material resource. Interesting. Because, yeah, like, again, it's just sort of like, if you relate it to the situation in Ukraine, it's like everybody, all the generals and everybody that you talk to, they say that, like, Russia's already strategically lost. Like, you can see the writing on the wall. It's, like, obvious, but yet they're kind of just, like, doubling down on being super aggressive in an attempt to, like, try to win anyways, despite the reality of the situation. So, and that's why we're kind of in this state of lack. But it's like, no matter how much they double down, like, the universe is always going to be more powerful. And it's, like, clear that everyone's on Ukraine's side. Like, I mean, that's immediately obvious to pretty much everyone, like, letting the obvious sink in. And this is causing a lot of anxiety and fear for Russia, which is making them get super violent and, you know, lash out. But at the end of the day, like, the truth is just the truth. Like, you can't change it. Like, the truth is out there, and it's gonna make things change, you know. That's what's being manifested. That's what's unfolding in real time. That's what's changing. So it's like they can, you know, hold out and try to get their way by being bullies, but at the end of the day, like, the universe is all powerful. Okay, so we have Four of Pentacles. So this is a card of, like, hoarding and, like, trying to hang on to what you have. So that's the situation that we have right now. Like, Russia is trying to hold on to what it's got, like it's being bullies. They're, like, bombing everybody and, like, just being horrible, you know, and they're just, like, doubling down on the lie. And that's causing a lot of anxiety. But this is where we're headed. We're headed to this new stability, and we're headed to the Two of Cups. So it's like, whether they like it or not, it looks like it's just sort of like this change is going to happen, and they can resist it, but ultimately, I don't think they can stop it from happening. So the reading from yesterday was talking about how something unexpected was going to happen. So maybe that's the case, because right now it just seems like super brutal and horrible. I'm going to the Queen of the Moon Oracle. But it kind of looks like we got the Void again. So this is like, it's always darkest before the dawn. It's like clearing the slate. before a new beginning. So it's just sort of like they can just double down on evil, but ultimately they're just showing everybody who they are, and they're not winning any friends, and it's not gonna build a foundation to anything that you can build upon, you know. So it's like taking a moment to reflect and standing your ground, and just sort of like it's like healing, you know, because when I picked this card up, action is underneath. So it's just like, it's not time for action yet. It's time for still self-reflection and healing and standing your ground. But action is coming down the pipe, because things are changing, you know, like it's maybe not surfacing in the material world yet, but it's just like it's about to. Because right after this, like, it's always darkest right before the new beginning. And right now we're kind of at the darkest point. That's kind of what it looks like. And like things are about to shift. And like if you've already kind of done the work, like the seed is about to like sprout above the ground like spring, you know. So hang on. It's about to happen anytime now.